Hello, my name is Hugh Spear and I'm the CEO for Dialogue Communications. I'd like to introduce you to envelos, an SMS application from Dialogue, and I think it could be useful in your business. I'd like to show you how it works, I'd like to explain some of the key features and benefits of the product, and I'd like you by the end of this to know whether this is the right thing for you. So let's get down to it. So what is envelos? Well, let's go take a look. If you type www.envelos.com into your browser, then you get taken to the envelos homepage. You see on the title bar it says envelos SMS at your desk, and really that sums it up. It is the equivalent of having a mobile phone embedded inside your computer. But the good thing is you don't have to have a mobile phone. You don't have to attach a mobile phone to your computer. You don't even have to install any software on your computer. Envelos is completely hosted, but still lets you send and receive messages as though it was a mobile phone. Why is that useful? Well, if you're an individual going around doing your everyday business, then it's fine to have a phone, and most people have got a phone. But if you're a business and you've got people sitting at a desk who are using their desktop computer for email and general internet activities, then if you want to use SMS, then why not use it on your computer, where it's more easy to type in information, it's easier to be able to look through messages you've sent, maybe to give people a reply that you gave to a previous person. If you've got a call center, for example, it's easier to manage address books, and it's also easier if you're not around for somebody else to take over the messages that you will be handling. So it gives you the features and benefits of SMS on a mobile phone, but it adds a little bit more to it. It adds the sort of things you get when you've got shared email boxes. That, in a nutshell, is what envelos is. So now I've given you some idea of what envelos is for, let's log in and take a look around. You can see from this sign up button that it is a self-service product, and if you sign up you get some free SMS to get you going. When you sign up, you're asked to complete some basic information on a form, which includes confirming your email address and also confirming your mobile number. Now, it's important that you put in a real email address and a real mobile number, because part of your username and password are sent to each of those. Anyway, I've created an account, so let's log in. As you'd expect with an SMS application, there isn't very much to it. There's a field where you can type numbers or you can add them from contacts. There's a field where you can type messages. Over here you can see that it says credits remaining 117. That's because I've purchased some credits, and when I send messages those get counted down. The messages last for at least 12 months. Then down over here on this menu, there's the compose message menu item, which is where we are. There's manage contacts, which lets you import contacts, add new contacts, add groups and make up groups. Then you can review your sent messages. There's settings, which allow you to do things like change the language it runs in or the time zones. Manage users. If you're set up as I am as an administrator, then you can add more users to the account. So that allows you and your colleagues to all use those same lots of credits. And then there's some reports that shows who's been using what messages. Finally, there's a buy credits button that lets you buy a chunk of messages and use them at your leisure. Anyway, I am based in the UK now, and my account will send messages coming from this number, which is a local number to the UK. I'm going to send a message to one of our developers in Australia, Dan, who has been working on envelos, and I want to tell him that he's done a great job. So first thing you can see is that there's something here that counts the characters. It also shows that that is 77 out of 160, and that it takes up one message. Envelos will let you in fact keep typing until you get to 6 messages. So you can actually put quite a long message, which could include things like directions or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to send that message, and as soon as you send that message, then it gets queued at the dialog servers, and you can see up here that the message is in the process of being sent. You may have heard that little squeak, which is actually the message arriving on Dan's phone. I actually have Dan's phone with me now, and what I'll show you is that message and how I can reply to that. So here's Dan's phone, and you can see the message on here which has arrived, and then Dan can reply to me, and that will come back to my mobile phone. As I say, with envelos 1, the messages when they're replied come back to the phone, and with envelos 2 you will have a virtual number which allows people to reply straight to the PC. Back in envelos again, you'll have noticed that when I sent that message to Dan, I typed his number in here. Because it's a number that's not in the system, I'm offered the chance to save that number. So I just put in here, Dan the dev guy. I can also put his email address because of in some future version of envelos we intend to start using these email addresses for a little bit more of what we're doing. And then we just save that individual. If I'd sent messages to a load of people, I could actually send them as a list. Now if I want to send another message to Dan, I can see by clicking on this contacts button that I can see my personal contacts down here, and I go Dan the dev guy, maybe send one to a couple of other people, and then when I get here I can take them out. I can also send one to Dan the dev guy, and I can also type in somebody like, and then I can type a message here. So the way in which the contacts button works here is that it reveals a set of tabs, and you can have groups, which are really lists of numbers. You can have shared, which are numbers and contacts that are shared between you and other users of this account, and you can have shared lists or shared groups. So that's the quick way to access your contacts. Actually, if you want to go and manage contacts, you use the menu over here. Just to complete the quick tour, I'll just take you through some of the menu items here. As I said earlier, Manage Contacts lets you set up your contacts. You can also click on a contact that you've already added, and you click Share, and that makes it available to other users within your system. If you click Delete, obviously it removes it, and if you click Edit, then you can change their name or their phone number. If you want to add a new contact, you click on New Contact, and you just fill in the form to add that person. If you want to add a list or a group, then you come to this button, and you get two options. You can either upload a CSV or comma separated variable file, or you can enter the list by hand, and you will just give the list a name, and then you just type in the list of numbers that you want. If you import a CSV file, then you can import up to 5,000 individual numbers in one go. And you could export your contacts from another system, like an email system or something like that, and get it into the right format, potentially needing to use something like Excel to just move the fields around, and then you can import it here. But it verifies the numbers, and it gives you a chance to edit them after it's tried verifying it. So it's a pretty kind, simple system to use. So that's managing contacts. Sent messages, that's really just the list of the messages that you've sent in the past, and you can see the date and the time it was sent. You can also see whether it was delivered, and you can delete those messages, or if you want to, you can forward them. And there is a way of reviewing those messages over a period of time going back and looking at different numbers of messages on the page. So straightforward. Manage users, as I said earlier, I'm an administrator, so I can see myself in here, but I could also add another user, and I could type in their email address and things like that, and they would be created, and they would receive their username password in email and by SMS. So it's very easy just to add more users onto the system. The reports that you get show the messages sent by individual users, and this is according to the date, and I can also look at the users. There is only one user in my case, and I have sent 3 messages today. Finally, when I want to buy some credits, when these 116 credits run out over here, then I get the chance to buy different size bundles of credits, and depending on how I want to buy them, I get a certain amount free.